All righty. So today we're going to kind of go just a little bit different direction just because we have the power today to do it. But a lot of people are, the people that are on here especially, are looking to maybe replace an income. Maybe they're wanting to go a different direction with their life and wanting to be able to see what it looks like on the other side. Okay. Tiana and I, we started this 2.5 years ago. I don't know if many of you guys all know, if you guys all know our story. We started program 2.5 years ago thinking we were going to get ourselves healthy. Okay. 2.5 years forward, we not only have gotten ourselves healthy, but hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other people, thousands of other people, because we said yes. And so if any of you guys have been following my posts in the last couple of days, I just said hashtag because we said yes. Hashtag they got healthy too. Hashtag we can help you also. And hashtag here's their story. And so those are the hashtags I've been using because everybody that I'm showing in that picture, I might not be directly the person that sponsored that person, but because Tiana and I said yes, now other people are getting healthy. Not everybody on this group, because Charlene is the one that gets to say that for everybody on this group. But we decided to share it with a couple of people. Mm-hmm. And those couple of people turned into, we replaced a travel nursing income in a pretty short time. And so if that's your desire, we want to help facilitate that with you. Not everybody has that same exact desire that they're looking to replace an income. Maybe it's just kind of a hobby. Maybe it's only to pay for your next month's food. Whatever your reason is, that's your reason, but it's a good one. You just need to stick to your guns and say, okay, this is what I want. But a lot of us on here, we would like to see this become a full-time job, because it's not a job. You ask Alan and Margie if this is a job. Is this a job, Margie? No, not at all. It's a job that you can go climbing. And Tiana got a picture of Alan doing a Zoom on the top of a 50-foot cliff.
He climbed up a big old cliff, sat up there, tied himself in, and did a Zoom to share the program with someone, and they, are deciding to get healthy now, and he did that from the top of the cliff. So
like a 50-foot cliff. He's up there just doing a Zoom.
We can do this from anywhere, which is so fun. And most JOBs, you have to clock in somewhere. We determine when we clock in, and clocking in isn't optional if you want to actually make this a career for yourself, but it is flexible, which is super nice.
So today, I just want to, there's going to be a point, I think with most people, there's a point of, okay, it's going to take this amount of money to replace my income. I would say majority of that people is probably right around $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I don't know that that's you, but a majority of people, I would say $4,000 to $5,000 will probably cover whatever you were making before. Not always, but most of the time. So at that point, who here knows about what point that is that you're going to be making $3,000 to $5,000?
Raise your hand if you think you kind of know where you need to be, what rank equates that.
Okay. Elizabeth, she's a brand new coach. She's got it down. She has her goals set. Okay. 3,000 to 5,000, you're going to have to be a strong FIBC, which is a fully integrated business coach. Okay. At executive director, you should be making anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So depending if you're a teacher, that probably replaces that. If you're a nurse in North Carolina, that about replaces that one. But some people, you want to live a little bit more comfortably. So I would say 3,000 to 5,000 would probably be a lot of people's goals that they're trying to get to. So today what I wanted to do is kind of hit on that just a little bit. Speaking of nursing, I get travel nurse.
We're getting lots of travel nurse calls now. It must have been a 3-week rotation, or 3-month rotation is coming around.
So, anyways, so we're gonna start first with a couple of people in Kevin Rogerson's group. They're been EDs for several months, and we just kind of wanted to hear quick tips and tricks for what they feel has made them successful in hitting executive director and staying there. So, Kevin.
Hola.
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
I can't wait to come see you next month.
Sooner the better.
All righty. So who do we have up first, Kevin?
I can't, hold on, I need to see if everybody, who's here?
Laura's here.
I need the gallery in.
Call them out. See if they.
Christy, come on, Christy. Come on off here. Christy is my cousin, for y'all that don't know her. She started the program a hot second after I did and signed up to be a coach. And her journey's been a lot different than mine, but she's had an amazing journey. And she's going to share with you a little bit about what she does now.
Okay, hey everybody. Well, I actually wrote notes this time. Usually when I have spoken before, it's been just off the cuff, but he told me I had about 2 minutes. So basically, it's really not difficult at all. It's being consistent, having daily actions. I'm helping over 20 people right now currently. I kind of did a total a few minutes ago. I have a messenger group that I started, not to overwhelm anybody, but just kind of to hit them intentionally all at one time because it was getting a little overwhelming for me. There's 33 in that group, 10 of which are not ordering monthly now. But just this week, I just kind of wanted to share. I went back and looked at Monday through Wednesday of what I did this week. And I just want to share really quickly that just so that you can actually hear the action steps that I'm doing daily. Sunday is a difficult day for me, so that's why I didn't go all the way back to Sunday because I'm working most of that day at our church. But I do post daily. When I looked at my Monday's post, the first one was just an encouragement quote. I bragged. The second post was bragging about my brownie breakfast that I was having that day because I had a sweet tooth. Shared a transformation story. I have a picture of my cute, lazy puppy getting in my way of washing my dishes that day. And then my last post of Monday was bragging on my husband. So there was 5 times that I got in somebody's news feed on Monday. Tuesday I was a little bit busier. But I still always try to do a transformation story. But I did 2 posts that day. One was an encouragement, and it was the one that was talking about how many weeks we have left to Christmas. So, kind of inspirational in that way. And then I did another transformation story. So just 2 posts on Tuesday. Wednesday, I had a transformation story. I updated my profile pic. I bragged about the ministry that we have at our church. And my hump shrunk post. And that was a little later in the day. But just to tell you what the results were, Monday I signed a new client. I had a client, one of those 10 that are still following me in that group. They actually messaged me and said, hey, I'm ready to get back refocused. They had a little food left over, but they're going to be, they're back on the plan now, trying to lose that extra weight that they still had to lose. Tuesday, a current client called me about coaching. So we're having that conversation. I had 3 inquiries that day. Wednesday, I had 3 more inquiries. Of those 6 people that inquired, only 1 person I had a previous conversation with about OptiV and what we were doing. So that was how I get new people. How I feel like I retain clients is, one, just touching them all the time. Some of them are a little bit more needy, but that's kind of why I started the message group. And that was just something I did on my own just because it was easy for me to send one burst of encouragement. I don't even talk in that group daily. It's nothing that's overwhelmed. I let them know how to turn the notifications off so they don't get bugged if somebody starts, doing that. But I've just found for me that's been good, and building relationships with my clients and just continuing to live out loud. So I think that's about, I don't know if I spoke.
I love it, Christy. That was great. I loved the biggest thing that I heard there was consistency and daily actions.
Mm-hmm.
You said you were consistent every day, and your daily actions. That's exactly what is going to help you move along. Consistency, and consistently having daily actions.
Yeah.
The difference in someone who's a brand new coach and someone who is global or presidential is just they've just been in front of more people. They've just talked to more people. So being consistent and doing those daily action steps is what takes you from health coach to whatever rank you're looking for to possibly replace an income or just to touch more lives and help more people change.
Okay, so Kevin, just as a few minutes, did you have one more other person that?
Yeah, Diane's on. I'd love for her to talk because she's had a lot of success, but she's not a big Facebook person, and so I think it's a good thing for her to kind of come on and say some tips that she could give everyone for the other side of that. Diane, can you talk? She was having some issues with video, but I think she can just talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm having technical problems, but anyway. I am on Facebook, but I'm not on there all the time. And it took Kevin a long time to get me to even post, period. But for me, it's that whole relational piece, just like Christy was talking about. Trying to make sure that I'm touching base with somebody every day. I have just come out of a season of 2 of my children getting married, one in June and one in September. And one of the things that I've been able to share with people who are thinking about being a coach is that they can fit this into the pockets of their life. And so the busiest people get the most done. So I never let anybody use that as a way to avoid helping other people and reaching out and touching their lives. And so it is that 15-minute pockets of time, 3 or 4 times a day, is what has worked for me. Whether that includes Facebook or doesn't, it might just be that voice-to-voice connection, which is still important for a lot of people. So that works well for me. I love the Facebook piece of it. It just has so far not been necessary in making sure I reach those clients. I encourage a lot of referral from other clients, and I'm just really thankful that just like Christy said, living out loud, not hesitating when someone asks me, what's your secret? And saying it's not a secret, and then getting to share with them that health is in so many avenues of our life, not just whether we're fitting a different size clothes. Healthy bank account, paying for a wedding, speaks really loud. So it's that relational piece that without that, we're really not, I'm not who I want to be if I can't be relational with people.
So Diane, what is like the top thing that you do that doesn't consist of Facebook? What is one of the top things that you do to be able to find clients not using Facebook?
Just encouraging the clients that I have to share their success.
I love
and
that.
Basically, anybody who asks me, what I've done to get healthy gets to hear my story.
Perfect.
One thing I learned a long time ago in another direct sales business is to have a 30-second commercial for yourself. And in 30 seconds, you have to condense things pretty small so that you're not throwing up on them, but that you can pique their interest. And so that's really just what I try to do.
Exactly. You do. You want to, and it's got to be your story, and it's got to be authentic. I really think
Absolutely.
That's one of the things I talked about last week, is making sure you have your story, it's authentic, and you're able to open their eyes in just a short amount of time. So thank you so much, Diane. I love your heart. I love the desire you have to help other people. And I love that the technical side doesn't have to be there. You can just have the desire to help. But
Amen.
now we're going to go, I think, probably to the extreme opposite of not being technical with Kevin Rogerson. Because if any of you guys have ever seen his Facebook feed, you know where Kevin puts a lot of his time and effort.
He shines on Facebook.
He
and
shines on Facebook.
We all like to benefit from Kevin's Facebook page.
So we want to be able to, if you're not a friend with Kevin, go follow him, because he might not friend you because he wants to friend the people that he can help. But go follow him and watch what he does, because he is an outstanding Facebooker, amazing businessman, and has a heart the size of North Carolina. I would say Texas, but you're not there. So, all right, buddy, come on.
Hey, everybody. I think, for me, Facebook, it all comes down to, what are you using Facebook as? Are you using Facebook as your entertainment, or, are you using Facebook to reach people? Because Facebook was my entertainment for a long time, before I decided to get healthy. And so it became a point where I'd made a decision for my business and to be able to reach as many people as possible, that Facebook was going to become a tool that I used to, cultivate relationships and create opportunities for me to help other people. And so, I think tips, you've all heard the 3, 3, and 3 thing. That definitely works. If you can't do 3, 3, and 3, kind of Tanya, my coach, touched on this a couple weeks ago. Create an action plan that works for you as far as being social on social media. But I think that's the key, is that you have this amazing platform that's completely free, that most of you are already on, and if you're not on it, then you probably should be on it, because why not? It's a completely free way for you to reach out to people and help them. Posting wise, I think if anyone is my friend or y'all follow me, I think you just see that I live my life on Facebook, or I live my life out loud on social media. And some of those are very intentional posts that are created to, get people engaged. When we were shopping for Costa Rica, it was a funny thing. Like, I put this picture up of the white pants, right? Anybody remember the white pants? And been like, should I buy these white pants or not? There was no way I was buying those white pants. But people have a lot of opinions about what you wear. And so, did that directly relate to me helping someone get healthy? No. Did it actually tell people that I was going to Costa Rica because I am a health coach and I, qualified for this amazing trip? Yes. And so it all still ties back into this life I live as a health coach. And, to touch on what Hiram had earlier, I did come home in May. After April, when we went to Costa Rica, May, I came home and I do this full time. I'm a full-time Optavia coach. We were blessed enough to help people to replace our nursing income. And we did that in a few months, and then sat on it for a while just to make sure it was going to still happen, and then came home. And so I obviously have more time than some to do the Facebook thing. But I think, you hear my child. I think, the important thing is just to live your life out loud where everybody can see it. Diane and Christy contrast nicely, because Diane lives her life out loud every day in person, and she knows a lot of people. Not everybody knows as many people as Diane. And so when you are getting to a point where you're trying to grow your business, Facebook is a perfect opportunity for you to know more people and expand your circle. Whereas, some people just know a lot of people in person and don't necessarily need it. But if you're looking to grow, Facebook's there. So live out loud on Facebook, live your life on Facebook. Not everybody wants to see you post about health coaching 5 times a day. Post about your kids, post about your dog, post about your great grandma, whatever, makes you happy, and whatever's going on in your life. We all have those shared experiences. Something I told another coach earlier today, and I think it's important, if you feel like your Facebook is drying up, I've heard that before. What are you doing to make it not? I love Star Wars, so I joined some Star Wars groups on Facebook. I love Harry Potter, so I joined some Harry Potter groups on Facebook. These are things that are part of my life already anyway, but that's the power of your profile picture being and before and after. And so if you are serious,
if you saw Kevin's post just the other day, he knows so much about Harry Potter that he was able to shrink his booty with a wand. It was there. I saw the post, and he has proof that he can use that wand.
That's right, skills. So I think, you know, it's super important to consider these things, because if you have your Facebook profile and your profile picture is not a transformation, why? Are you using Facebook because you are trying to have it for entertainment purposes and you don't want to share this with everybody? If you're serious about being an Optavia coach and you're serious about helping as many people as possible, it's got to be done. It's got to be. It's your choice, but if you're not reaching as many people as you want to, then that's something to consider. Because when I join all those groups that I want to join, it's not false. I join them because I'm interested in those things. Guess who sees my transformation picture? Everyone in that group. Everyone. And I didn't have to say a word about being a health coach, an Optavia coach, losing 66 pounds in 3.5 months. No, they come to me and they ask me what I did. And that is the power of what we have and the power of what we offer. I don't have to go sell this to anybody. People want what you have. You just have to present it in a way that they know it's available.
Love it. Thank you, Kevin. So this is just 3 different ways here. Kevin is very Facebooky. He really accelerates in that area. But you don't. You know what? I'm a kind of a guy that likes to go walk around and meet people hand to hand. Let them ask me what I'm doing. So everybody's going to be a little bit different. Okay, so we heard from 2 executive directors that have been very, very successful. Kevin is just on the brink of global director, just so close. But we will be visiting with Kevin and Tanya here and the Lundys in Sundance in a month. So we're really excited we get to hang out with them. There is 2 other people that are rising stars coming up, and I'm going to let Tanya introduce. We've only got about 7 minutes before we all turn into pumpkins here. So just be really fast. Tanya's going to come off and introduce Lindsay Bard and Vicki Robinson. Both of these 2 have been running amazing lines. They're right on the brink of FIBC. If you don't know what FIBC is, that means they're integrated. They've integrated themselves in both the coaching side of it, but also the business side of it. So Tanya, you want to introduce who wants to come on first, and just take a couple of minutes each, you 2?
Yes, I'd love to. First, I'm going to introduce Lindsay Bard. Lindsay is so close to FIBC, but I don't want to take any time away because I could sit here and introduce her for a while, because she's just amazing. And she's really been focusing on her business and becoming more intentional and, you know, diving in deep within her business to start growing. So I want her to share with you some things that she's been doing that's been working for her. Lindsay?
Hey guys. I'm going to take like 2 minutes and tell you this really fast. Switch it to thinking about your coaches for a minute. Tanya and I have been meeting to dive into my team and see who's kind of just floating along, not really having a goal. And I have been reaching out to each coach and asking them personally if they have any goals and if they would like to work on reaching the goals. And Tanya and I have met. We looked at their frontline volumes over the past 3 months. We kind of assessed their current realities and looked at their Facebook pages like the other coaches we're talking about. And we basically made individual plans for my team. I'm working through each of my lines of business to really reach the coaches and really identify what they want. I'm pretty good at finding out a why of a client, but I really want to focus on my coaches and kind of help them and work on a plan for each of them that they can accomplish. Using Facebook as a way to do that, of course. And it's actually working. One of my clients signed up a new person yesterday, and one of my team members, Melissa Marsh, has 2 calls today already just from a few days of working with intention and following her action plan. So that's that.
Lindsay, that's awesome. I got to see what Tanya and Lindsay were doing the other day. They pulled up the plan, and they were writing out a plan for each coach, and I loved it. I mean,
A plan with action steps, so
exactly.
the coach could actually physically have something to look at and be like, okay, this is what I can do each day, and it was something that they had done together with that coach, so that the coach understood it all and felt like, okay. Some people are like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it, because they aren't really sure what to do. So having these action steps like Lindsay and Tanya are doing with her team is really helpful for coaches who just need direction, especially.
So Tanya, let's bring on your next one here. Lindsay, that was awesome. Thank you so much for your support. You guys, us as maybe as your leaders, we don't always know what you want. Make sure you reach out to me and say, hey, I want a business plan. What is my next strategy plan? Let us know. Okay, Tanya, you want to introduce your last speaker?
Yes, I'd love to. I want to introduce to you Vicki Robinson. Vicki started coaching, I think in the middle of April, and in 5 short months, she's about 1.5 orders away from integrated regional director. So FIBC, just like Lindsay, she's knocking at the door too, and very eager. And Vicki has been amazing since day one. She's just an incredible person in her community, very well respected. And I'm going to let her share with you some things that she does to keep growing in her business and helping more people. Vicki.
You're muted, Vicki.
Sorry. I have so much to say, and all of a sudden I'm muted. Can everybody hear me? Yeah?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. And I know time is ticking. First of all, I don't know what more I can add, because these have been some great points. But I've got to give God the glory, because I was literally praying for somebody to show me how to get healthy, and getting ready to look at possibly going back to work after a 6-year pause. I was looking for an opportunity. So pray, and ask and you shall receive. So God has just really blessed. Doing post is so important. I didn't know what to do. I just knew I loved the program. I was finding success. And so I have to lift up Tanya. I have to lift up Hiram, and go right on and out. Kevin, the coaching piece of this for new clients, new coaches is so key. Just like Lindsay's been working with Tanya, I've been working with Tanya, figuring out what are my next steps, dream big, and just staying engaged with the coaches who are in this business longer, more seasoned, to give that guidance is so very important. And that is what has helped me grow so quickly, is having a coach that believes in what I'm doing, passionate about what I'm doing, and almost putting everybody else well, she is, all of you have put everybody else's needs above your own, because, a rising tide raises all ships. The other piece I would speak into is being transparent. We've got to walk and talk the talk. And I think when people see that you found success and you maintain that success, those who are sitting back watching are going to reach out and ask what you're doing. Referrals have been huge for me. I'm not as tech savvy as Kevin. Tanya will attest to that. So I'm more like you, Hiram. I like to face people. I like to get in front of people. I like to shake hands and hug. And I'm in different groups here in Kinston, where I'm at the Art Center, I'm at our school, I'm at church. I'm still attached to the university for which I worked for almost 19 years. And all of those people via Facebook have seen my success and have reached out. So.
Love it. I love it. You have a great combination of the two. You really do. And you know what? I'm going to give credit here, because everybody we've talked to today is coming from one line. That's Tanya's line. Okay. So Tanya is running an amazing business. She's learning how to move people from point A to point B to point D. Okay. She's learned how to inspire other people. Okay. So I know we're at 10:31 right now. Tanya, if you can just take a few minutes before we all turn into pumpkins and we go to the after party here real quick, but just take a few minutes and just let us know, what do you see that is like helping you? I mean, you were a coach started last February. You're a global director. You're a strong global director with lots of EDs in your group, not just directly under you, but you've passed on the skills, continued down. So anyways, give us a few minutes of your tips and tricks, and you know what you feel has made you successful.
You know, there's so much, and I didn't prepare for this speech. So, but there's so many things. You know, Kevin taught me something the other day. You know, he does do Facebook a lot. He's not just a Facebooker. He is an amazing person. So, you know, he loves to dive in and really help people. And so he's helping people even when he doesn't realize. So he said something to me the other day, and I said, you know, he's very intentional. You know, he doesn't sit on Facebook as, you know, kicking back on the couch, looking to see what everyone's doing with their families. He's very intentional. And something he taught me the other day is he said, you know, I change up my news feed, and it really hit me. And I thought, you know what, it's not something that's, you know, rocket science, but, you know, when he said that, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, I can actually control my news feed. Because, you know, as something as simple as that, he said, you know, I would love to be able to comment on everyone's pictures and everyone's babies and how cute I think they are. But the more that I comment on them, the more that they clutter my news feed, not clutter, but, you know, the more that they consume my news feed. So basically I have to look at those posts and see that they're cute, but not purposely not comment, because I'm trying to recreate my news feed and bring in new people on my news feed. So great job to him just for really thinking and really being intentional and looking at this as a business. That's what I've really worked towards, and looking at the business, but also looking at people. You know, sometimes we throw things at people and we look at, okay, let's do 3, 3, and 3. Hey, you need to post. Hey, you need to do your map. Hey, but you know what? I started looking at people as individuals rather than coaches and a coaching team. And I looked at them specifically individual and said, hey, you know what? I want to help you the way that I want to meet you where you are. And I want to help you in the way that, you know, that we can both work towards your goals. If your goal is only to help 4 or 5 people and that's what's working in your life right now, then that's what I want to do. So I think that's the most important. And what I've found is that, you know, some people say, you know what, I can't see myself as a stay-at-home person. Like, that's just not for me. But sometimes I think in life, we create excuses because we don't think that's ever real. We don't think that that's a possibility for us. So, you know, like when I was overweight, I would say, well, you know what, I made jokes about it. And because I was like, you know what, I could never see myself losing the weight because I had no hope. So, you know, the people, I can tell you, I'm at home now and I'm probably busier than I was when I worked. But now I'm busy with things that I love doing. So just really dive in. Just the same way with your clients. Do that with your coaches, because your coaches, you know, sometimes we throw so much at them and it can be overwhelming. You know, they're a part of this news feed, they're a part of this messenger group, they're a part of this coach support team or whatever, and they see all these wonderful ideas, and then they come home and they're like, bam, 3 kids, you know, husband, whatever. But just say, you know, what is it that you want? And let's work together to see what fits your life. So, you know, when Lindsay's talking, you know, we met with one of her coaches and we specifically said, how much time do you have each day that you want to put into this business? Because she wants to come home from working. She said probably 20 or 30 minutes. And we said, okay, well, what if we fill that 20 or 30 minutes with intentional things that will help you to meet your goal, that will help you to bring on more clients and help you to build your business? She's on fire. She's talking to people now. This week she's gotten, you know, there's some movement going on and whatever. But now Lindsay's doing that with more of her coaches now. So, you know, transferring those kind of skills and really trickling those things down in your business will just get everyone moving and everyone working intentionally and, you know, kind of fired up about what's going on. So
thank you, Tanya, so much, because I think the topic today ends up being consistency, intention, and daily action steps. that really, if you have those 3 things, you can't help but be successful.
And you know what? Excitement. Because when you are excited about what's happening to you, or excited about the changes that you're helping to create with your coaches and seeing their lives change and seeing your clients' lives change, it's contagious.
So thanks for the 35 minutes, 36 minutes. Sorry we went a little long. Hope this was beneficial to you. We'll stay on for another 5 or 10 minutes, depending on how many people are staying on and asking questions. But go ahead and come off mute now. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
No, keep it going.
Okay, I'll keep the recording going. Let's do 5-10 minutes of Q&A. If anybody has any questions about what was talked about today or anything else.
I do. Hiram?
Come on.
It's Elizabeth. Yeah, can you hear me? Now, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Could you talk to what you were talking about, or actually, I guess it was Tanya was talking about your Facebook feed being intentional and not going out and commenting on all the cute puppies and kittens and babies. Can you talk about that for just a minute?
Let me say one thing real quick before he says that. One of the things that we want every coach to do at the very beginning of their coaching career, the first thing that we always tell everybody is to have a list of 20, 100 people, whatever your list is. And you want to work on that list. That's going to be your main thing. So those are the people that you want to be commenting on, because those are also going to be the people that see your posts. So Kevin, go ahead and clean it up from there.
Cool. Honestly, it's very simple. The algorithms for Facebook work that way that, say Lindsay Bard, for example. Lindsay Bard and our friends. Lindsay taught me how to be a nurse, and I taught Hiram how to be a nurse. So Lindsay Bard puts pictures up there of her beautiful little girls and stuff like that. And I was telling Tanya about that. Is like, some people I want to comment on everything because I see it. Well, what happens with Facebook is if you comment and like and interact with the same people over and over again, they stay in your newsfeed. So they won't leave your newsfeed. But if you start going to the people like Hiram said, and you have these people that you start commenting on that, it pulls them into your newsfeed. But guess what? If I go like Lindsay's stuff again, it's going to pull her back. And so what you're trying to do is trying to open space basically on your newsfeed for new people to be able to flow in there. Because what Facebook will do is if someone is in your friends group, sorry. If someone is in your friends group, but that you don't see them on your newsfeed and they have a post that gets 10 comments and all that stuff, it's going to throw it in your newsfeed, even though you don't normally see it because it's a busy post. Well, then what do? You need to like it. You need to comment on it. You need to interact with those people so they'll stay. And not only that, but guess guess what access you have? You have access to their friends that have commented on their post that would never see your stuff. But number one, they're going to see your profile picture. So is your profile picture changed? Because if it's just your profile picture, then they're not going to know. But it quadruples and quintuples and the reach that you have. That's all.
Great question, Elizabeth. Does that help clarify?
Yes, and thanks, Hiram and Kevin. Thank you.
I thought I saw Chris. Melanie, do you have something too?
Yeah, I didn't have a question. I just wanted to make a comment.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I do want to say thanks to Kevin for all of his Facebook inspiration and all the stuff he puts up there. I also wanted to say thanks for the jocks, whatever we got going on there. I think that's a really good thing to grab stuff out of. And after today, I should make executive director and sign my second coach. So I'm all pumped up.
Yay. Well, we'll be hearing from you. We'll be hearing from you in a couple weeks. All right.
Okay.
Chris Dixon, are you still available?
I think she had to step away.
Okay, looks like she had to step away. All right. Anybody else have a question? We got 5 more minutes.
Hey, Hiram.
Yeah, come on.
I'm sorry, I don't want to take up all the time, but someone asked in the chat, in our chat group on this call, what are some of the action steps? And the action steps are very simple. To the person that just asked about the news feed, when you're looking, we do tell them create your contact list and, make it doable. Don't just say do 100, look at that person's life and make sure that, they're able to really sit down and focus on 100 people, a list that big. So maybe you might want to make it, more attainable for them and say, 20, 30 people. But simple things, simple action steps like take your first 2 people, go to their Facebook page and comment or like on their most recent post, because those kinds of things will generate. I believe, Kevin, like you were talking about putting you in their news feed and putting them in your news feed. Once you open up some communication with that person, sending those 2 people, and these are daily tasks, sending those people messenger messages that just hey, you know what, I've noticed, or, your family is beautiful. I haven't seen you in years. What have you been up to? That just opens up a conversation, and they'll see your profile picture and say, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You look incredible. Well, it kind of gives them permission to ask about your life without them committing, so it just makes them more comfortable. So it's little action steps like that. You might be able to chime in if she's still on some other action steps that we had.
Yeah, I am. Basically, we create daily tasks like the comments, adding 5 to 10, whatever we have time for that person, adding Facebook friends. I often look back at my coaches now, and for the month of September, I saw one had no post about health. So I said, okay, for the end of September, 1 post with a transformation picture. So it's like a number they can see. I typed it out and emailed it to them, so they have a number and what they're supposed to do. And they like it.
You're muted, Tanya.
We could send out or Hiram, I think you have that action plan. So if anyone's interested in just kind of looking at the action steps, they're not set in stone. It's just basically looking at them and saying, okay, here's your reality. You have 600 friends. So then when you follow up with them a week later and you say, you still have 600 friends. Have you, and these are not people, we're not telling them what to do. These are people that want to move and they say, help me. So we're giving them the tools instead of saying, here's what you need to do, X, Y, Z, make sure you do this. And then I'll get, we're not the bosses. So, it's people that are working with intention and they want to grow their business. So when you follow up with them, you say, hey, you know what? You have 13 more friends. Look at that. That's amazing. And it just kind of pumps them up. And what kind of action have you had going on this past week? Is it helping? Let's look at the action plan. And if these things, let's modify it a little bit. That's what we're doing with one of Lindsay's coaches. She's taken off and doing a lot of them on her own now, but we're going to meet with one on Sunday night, which will be a week, and just kind of look at what she's had going on. She's kept in contact with us. We have her in a 3-way message group. So she's letting us know that she has some people interested from her posts and stuff. So, doing follow-up too, not just helping them with an action plan, but also making sure that we follow up with them to make sure it's working. And if not, modify it a little bit for them. It's pretty easy.
It's just like with the health program. There's not just one program for everybody. If they're a type 1 diabetic, they're not going to be on 5-in-1. You know what? If this person only needs or only has this much time, they can only do that. So that is really, it's being intentional with what time you have. A lot of us here might have more time than the people that aren't here. You know why they're not here is because they are usually stuck somewhere where they can't do it. So they have a lot of time. So if everybody will come off.
Well, hang on. I just wanted to mention on that in the chat. We can go ahead and put the example that Lindsay and Tanya gave us for just a little action step that they did for this particular coach, which, remember, it's customized per coach because they talk to the coach together to decide this. But it kind of gives sort of an idea of what it is. We can stick it on the jocks, and it can be pulled to the different coach pages from there. And then you can take a look at it if you want. Okay.
And then also make sure that if you're one of those coaches that wants action steps, reach out. We always say, Tiana and I always say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. If you want action steps, you need to know what to do, make sure you reach out.
Just your
Elizabeth,
business
are you
mentor.
reaching out, Elizabeth? All right, let's talk again soon. All right, everybody, come off video real quick. If you have your video turned off, turn it on. We're gonna send some love to Charlene and Lee in Greece. Let them know that you're loving them. You're wishing they were here. See you later. We'll talk to you guys soon. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being with us. Next week, I'm super excited. Lynn and her group gets to take on next week, and so that'll be fun. They'll be hosting it next week. So everybody, we'll see you next week. Have a good day.